Our friends
Good
in
morning,
Hi,
everyone.
Sarah. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi,
Hi,
good
Rocio.
morning. Hi, Rocio. Good morning.
Hello,
Hi,
Carlo.
Annapurna.
Hello,
Hi. Yes, yes.
Taiwan.
Morning, everyone.
Hello.
Mhm.
Hello. Maybe in the chat, we're gonna, as you log in, if your name isn't who you want to be called, like if you raise your
Good
hand, if it
evening.
doesn't say the name right now that you want to be called, please change it. But also add, so you find your picture of you find the three dots, and then you hit rename. And so put your name. So I'm putting Sarah. And then I'm putting, well, I'm with CG, so I'm putting that. But Sarah, and then the country you're joining from. So I'm putting Sarah, Canada. Because I think it's so cool to see, oh, our friends from Madagascar are just in the waiting room, letting them in now. Colombia's here. Oh, our friends from Trinidad, hello. Some more friends from Natasha's still named Happy Bunny. I do love that, Natasha. I do love that you are our Happy Bunny.
It's so nice to see everyone's faces. Hello. Sorry, I was just getting our YouTube up. That's why I wasn't saying hi. We're good to go. We're live on YouTube. So hello, everyone on Zoom and everyone on YouTube. It's so nice to see.
Now, as you log in, remember we're changing our name to the name we want to be called. So if it's a classroom, if you're a teacher, or if you're by yourself, just what you would like to be called and your country. So that would be lovely. And then if you want in the chat, you could say,
I have a prompt.
oh, awesome, do it.
I'm just going to pop it in the chat here so we can all see it.
We
You
we already hosted
chat.
one.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Let us know what country you're joining from. And then if you have a greeting that's commonly used in your native language, we would love to hear that as well. So good morning, country you're from, and whatever greeting you use.
Amazing. We already hosted an Earth Day event. Annapurna was online. I think some of our friends here was online. We did it. It was midnight my time. And it was for all of our friends who are joining from India, and it was such a great way to start midnight on Earth Day. And now we have this event, so we're very, very excited to have you all join us. Oh, we have some more friends returning from India, so they're doing a twofer today. Two brilliant events. But lovely to see you all. Again, as you come in the room, we would love to have you put your name and then what country you're joining from. And I see our friends from, hello. So as because it's going to be a busy meeting today, we're going to have lots of people here. We're just going to remember to stay muted unless we've been called upon until it's time to share. We'll be going into breakout groups. You'll have lots of time to talk to each other. That's not going to be a problem. Well, you'll have some time to talk. There's never enough time.
There's never enough.
But we will have some time. So we're going to make sure that we stay muted other times unless it's our turn and we've been called on. Otherwise, we're going to have lots of prompts going on in the chat so that help keep you engaged and awake if it's late for you. Yeah. Hello, Emily. Thanks for joining. Our friends from Earth Day are here to help celebrate Earth Day. It is their day. After all, we are just partying in it. So
exactly. Thank you for having me.
Of course, we have all of these friends. I'm glad that you added from the United States, and we see that. We have so many. It's hard to keep up with the waiting room. Everybody's just joining. So we got
my little note into the chat one more time to remind you all to say hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening.
Hello to our friends in Slave Lake. I see you there. It's good to see you again. I am back in Toronto, just down the street from where we were a few weeks ago.
Sarah and I are in the same country, but we are nowhere near each other right now. Normally we're right beside each other for Earth Day. It feels like you're so far away.
It's true. We normally host it from my house and have tea and have.
You know what? I still brought my tea.
There you go. And I see our friend Melody's here, who's going to share some brilliant poetry of hers. I'm so excited. She shared it with us in an event a few weeks ago, and oh my goodness, guys. I was like, she has to come back. She was so amazing.
I was going to say it actually made me cry, so
yeah.
You're right to me, you did as well.
It was even her teachers. We were all standing back there, a little teary-eyed, thinking of how amazing all of you students are. and the things that you can accomplish. Okay, so it's hard when the room opens right on time, because then we are already behind before we've gotten started. But welcome everyone, woo, to Earth Day 2025. Yay! We have already over 90 people in this room from all over the world. I see our friends from Madagascar, from Kenya, from India. I'm just going through our little list here. From Colombia, from Peru, from Argentina. Man, I have everything open, so it's hard to see where everyone's from. But we have so many friends joining us today from all over the world, and we are excited to bring you together to talk about this as a starting point. So Earth Day for us is this wonderful baton toss, which is a track and field running sort of reference, where 1 year, one COP year sort of hands off the work that they've done to the next COP year. And so we're handing off this year COP29 in Baku, Azerbaijan, to COP30 in Belém, Brazil. And so some of you are joining today, and this is your first time working with Decarbonize, the first time meeting all these amazing faces and brilliant kids from around the world, and other you have been in this program for years. And so I love this event because it's this beautiful sort of mix of new faces and old faces and people who've been learning for a long time and maybe went to a COP with us, and people who are just starting the program and getting excited about being involved. And so we're so happy to have you here today to celebrate 2025 Earth Day and the Decarbonize program. Yay! So we have a big program today. We're going to give you time in hopefully 2 spots to talk with each other. But we're going to open with our friends from Earth Day who are here to celebrate with us. Some friends from IUCN, which is the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, and they focus a lot. I mean, let's be honest, climate change isn't a standalone siloed problem that we're looking at. It's a part of a whole climate issues, and those involve what we call a triple threat, the triple threat of climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution, and how they work together. And so our friends in biodiversity who focus on biodiversity are intimately linked to our friends at Earth Day who focus on climate change, and how they fit together in this puzzle, and how we look at the earth and how we look at solutions, whether we're in our communities fighting for renewable energies, or we're in our communities doing research on maybe algae, or we're in our communities trying to save pangolins. Whatever our focus is in our action, they all work together. It doesn't matter so much that division between climate and biodiversity. It's about looking at the earth and how we can learn about these problems and then think of solutions that you today can start putting into action. And that's what Decarbonize is all about. How are we learning together, learning from each other, and then putting that into action? And so we are so excited. We're going to show you our virtual classroom that we'll be working on, sharing our stories, sharing our learning, finding inspiration from each other. We're going to showcase some of our art. We're going to go over what happened in Baku and show you some of those pictures, hear from some of the students that were there, because you don't want to hear from myself and Rebecca or Rocio, our 3 amazing leads on the program this year, though you will hear from us lots. Don't you worry. But yes, so my name's Sarah, and I'm the Executive Director of the Center for Global Education, and we're so excited to have you here. I'm going to pass you over to Rebecca, and then Rebecca's going to pass over to Rocio. So Rebecca, over to you to say hello.
Well, thank you so much, Sarah. I also just want to say, I don't know, no one knows this, but Sarah's day is absolutely crazy. She's supposed to be in 4 places right now, so she's already doing an amazing job. I feel like she deserves a little virtual round of applause just for getting the Zoom up and running this morning. So thank you, Sarah. My name's Rebecca. I'm joining in Amiskwaciwâskahikan, so this is colonially known as Edmonton, Alberta in Canada. I help out the Canadian Decarbonized Schools, but also everyone. So I'm very happy to see a lot of familiar faces on the call, but also very excited to meet a lot of new friends. And I will pass the microphone to Rocio to introduce herself.
Thank you, Rebecca. Hello, everyone. I'm Rocio. I'm here in Argentina. And I'm really happy to be with all of you. I'm the global lead teacher, and I will be very pleased to help you all during this year path to COP30 together.
Wonderful. So great. And I see that we have some other people who are still trying to join. And if you have friends or other students or teachers who are trying to join, they can't log on. Remember, we're live streaming this on YouTube. You can always send them that link. We're there as well. So we'll be talking to both rooms, and there's no problem wherever people want to join. So just as for those who are new, Decarbonize is this big program that we've been running for 18 years now. It's incredible where we've come in those years, because I know there are even a few teachers who started from the very beginning that are still a part of the program now. And we started small with this small video conferences with COP and students at COP. And now we've grown into the largest multilingual school-based program for education, advocacy, art, and action. And so we are in lots of continents. I like to say all of the ones that don't have penguins, because the penguins never participate very well. And then over 75 countries. Roshio has been in charge of trying to find more and more schools, more countries, kids that want to join. And she has been boosting up those numbers. It's hard to get a solid grasp on where we are. We have hundreds of schools, of course, tens of thousands of students, and all of that leads to the hours and hours and hours that you guys spend collaborating and learning from each other. You're involved in sister school pairings. We have amazing new things to tell you about this year in terms of ideas and projects that you can take, and all sorts of awesome activities we'll be doing. But that's Decarbonize, and you are part of it. Here's a little snapshot of our map. Now, if you go onto our website, you can hover over these and see the exact school. And if you don't see your school there yet, you let us know and we will update it. But this is our current sort of rolling list of schools in the Decarbonize program. All right. Now, we don't want to spend too much time in the adults talking, but we do want to celebrate the amazing work that organizations around the world are doing collaboratively to address climate. It's not just obviously Decarbonize. We're in schools, we're helping teachers, we're helping you sort of get connected, but organizations like Earth Day are really leading the charge in terms of policy, in terms of bringing the voices together that are taking action in cities and in important decision-making spaces. But they also, earthday.org is known for how they bring together to showcase action that's happening all over. And so we're so fortunate to have Emily Walker join us. She has, as you can see here, a very extensive bio and has been working in climate and education for a long time, for a number of years. Not maybe as long as I have, because I've got lots of gray hairs, but she has that youthful energy that she's going to bring to our meeting today. We want to welcome our great partners at Earth Day. We partnered with them at COP29 as well, and we're able to make, I think, a lot of change. We're able to have a lot of people hear the voices of our organizations working together, showing that teamwork is the dream work in that sense. And so welcome, Emily. I'd love to invite you to come and share with us.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I am thrilled to be here with everyone, celebrating with everyone here. Happy Earth Day. It's also the 55th anniversary. So it's a special year for us as well. So my name's Emily. I'm a senior education coordinator with earthday.org. We are the nonprofit that came out of the original Earth Day in 1970. So we've been around a while. We call ourselves connectors, global connectors, because we work with so many wonderful partners like CGE and many, many more. So we're connectors. We like to amplify the work that's being done, especially with youth voices and climate solutions. So we work all year to kind of celebrate for Earth Day and highlight all the work that's being done. This year, our theme is our Power Our Planet. And that's all about renewable energy. So how can we utilize the new renewable energies that are available to us? How can we highlight solar, wind, water, geothermal? So all year long, we've been leading up to this day. So all year long, we've done research and articles and kind of celebrated those places in the world that are already using renewable energy and why it's so important. And we have a lot of information on our website about who's kind of already utilizing these wonderful renewable energy sources, and how it's impacting the local communities. It's creating jobs. It's creating a safer, healthier community for people. So there's so many different benefits. So that's our theme this year. And it's actually going to be our theme next year. We have a 2-year theme, which is so cool because, this upcoming Earth Day into next year will be, all about renewable energy. We can dive even further into it and see what, people are doing. So yeah, it's very exciting. And I can't wait to hear about what the young people here are doing as far as climate solutions and how they're kind of tackling local climate issues.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining.
Yeah, thank you.
I encourage everyone to, I don't know if it's still happening this year, Emily, maybe you can let us know, but I know one year you could register the things that you were doing to celebrate Earth Day as a way of sort of showcasing and sharing and seeing what else was going on in the world. So I encourage you to check out their website and see what's going on, see what you might be able to participate in virtually, just like this, and these events. There's, I think one of the brilliant parts about organizations that connect other people is that it makes you realize that you're not alone, that there are lots of people in different places around the world really trying to make change, and that it is those small things that add up together into these large movements. And so you are a part of something bigger, and we're so excited to be able to partner with Earth Day and showcase that. Next for our guest is our friend Diana, who's joining us from the IUCN Commission on Education and Communication. So as I was saying, the IUCN, the International Union for the Conservation of Nature, is an organization that is similar to Earth Day in that it's an umbrella organization. So it brings groups together to address issues. IUCN looks at biodiversity specifically, but as you know, animals are influenced by the environment around them. These aren't different problems. It's all interconnected. And Diana works specifically as with youth involved in that committee. And so I am going to invite Diana to come and share a few words about IUCN and youth and how she sees actually the youth in action as a part of this. Diana, welcome.
Thank you so much, Sarah, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you in so many places on Earth. I'm so happy to be with you today and very privileged to meet some of you again. We happened to meet with some of the CGE participants, members in COP in Colombia, and I was really impressed of how young children are already involved and are so dedicated to the causes of nature conservation and all the things related to environment protection. I imagine that when you're a school kid, a young person, you want to really discover still so many things for yourself and have so many questions of where do I go? How do I actually get involved in nature conservation? How do I turn my passion and my interest in preserving nature into perhaps a career? How do I connect it with my future studies? And how do I myself get engaged into something very specific, a concrete project? But before we go into that, because I have a few tips for you to share today, I really wanted to just emphasize on the importance of all the effort that you already have in place, those different projects and your interest first and foremost in nature conservation. You can imagine that of all of the people that live on planet Earth, around 40% are children and youth. If we talk about youth as in an age gap of 35 and younger, with children, youth make up this much people. 40% is a lot of people, and that is a huge power that children and young people have on making a difference in nature conservation, developing policies for protection of nature, developing different products, knowledge products, peer-to-peer learning, all of the things. I'm sure you're already engaged because you're attending all of these important high-level events, learning from one another and your school teachers. on all the things related with nature conservation, protection of environment, ecology, and the related topics. So just bear in mind and always remember that you have a great power to influence and make a difference. And perhaps Sarah could share my slides. And I just want to share with you this reference to the favorite book that I have. Of all the many children books and fairy tales and children's stories, Alice in the Wonderland is perhaps one I am most emotionally attached to and really, really love. I guess some of you really read the book as well. And as Sarah is perhaps sharing the slides.
I think they're coming just now.
Perfect.
You know what, actually, I think I do not have access to those ones. Diana, would you be able to either share them yourself or send them?
Are they just on our slide deck? Here, I can present it. No problem. Sorry.
Thank you. So just this scene of when Alice is talking to the cat and she's trying to figure out her way out. And as she talks and tries to get the direction, there's this very wise comment that comes from the cat. As long as you go somewhere, you'll get somewhere. But it would be good always in life to have this direction or to have a plan, or perhaps, and it's very okay to, change the plan or perhaps make a step to the right or a step to the left of your path, but to have a bit more clarity of where we're going with the things we want to achieve in life and the difference we want to make. So for me, this is very much a good metaphor for thinking of what is my place in nature conservation, and we can go further. And when you think of this huge power that young people and children have overall, and in nature conservation in particular, it's really a matter of perhaps connecting the dots for ourselves and discovering new things to know what resonates best to your heart and your calling and things that matter to you. And scientists say that around your age, so preschool, mid-school, we already know what our talents are. And sometimes if you may be in doubt of what you're best at and what you're passionate about, you can ask your classmates or your teacher or your parents and siblings and friends, because they definitely notice these things about you. What you're best at, what you find most exciting to do, your hobbies, your natural talents. And considering those, try to build on them or think of how to perhaps create your path in nature conservation around these things. And we can go on to the next one. These can be so many things that will help you to figure out how to be more engaged or what would be your path in protection of nature. Maybe it would be to start your own individual project, something that you could do maybe in your household with your family or something in your community or your school. I see some of you are sharing your talents and hobbies, and that is great. I see a lot of sport related activities, and they totally fit with nature conservation or being outdoors. I see some of you enjoy swimming and playing hockey, and all of these are very playing skating. There you go. All of these are cool things outdoorsy. Arts, travel as well. So imagine building on that and connecting your love for nature conservation, your love for nature, with the things that you enjoy doing most. Perhaps that could be an idea for an individual project, something of your own that you pull off and focus on to perhaps give it a try and develop. Don't hesitate to engage your community, your teachers, your family into this, and seek for some guidance and company. Think in terms of the education that you receive. maybe there is an elective class that you would like to get and something that would help you to, dive deeper on nature conservation passion that you have. Think perhaps of career counseling later in perhaps high school or mid-school to have an advice from perhaps a school teacher, someone who knows you and would be able to give you feedback and some guidance on where to best apply your natural gifts. Think of maybe also professional networks and ecosystems. These are things that best apply perhaps to high school graduates, but also you're already on this path of being part of a system, a network, an organization. I bet all of you are here on this call exactly because you're members and are affiliated, connected with certain organization. So that's it. Being part of this bigger group of like-minded people, that's what helps a lot to build on the things that you want to develop in nature conservation. And to me also, what I find very inspiring is to find that role model, or perhaps a few people that you find fascinating, someone you would like to look up to for a good advice, someone whose path is exciting for you. And maybe with all of these things or combination of them, the path forward in nature conservation will be clearer to you. I wish you best of luck in this journey. It's very exciting.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Diana. And it's just, I think I think I said this at the meeting when we had an Earth Day meeting at midnight my time, and it's that everyone's going to participate differently. And how it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you feel like your action is the most impactful, or you see someone else doing something, you're like, oh, that's so much better. Whatever you can do, like live your truth in that. Find out how you best express yourself, how you best work. Maybe you can do research, or maybe you can make posters, or maybe you can speak, or maybe you can act. But whatever your skill is, just grab onto that and use that, harness that to be the change maker. And I think that's so great. And just thinking of all the different ways that we can contribute are all meaningful, and it builds up to something bigger. So thank you so much, Diana, for sharing those words with us today. All right, where are we in our agenda? I think we are getting close to, the decarbonized theme. Ooh. So every year, as you know, if you've been joining us year after year, we have a new theme. And so this year, we are excited. I'm going to drum roll it. It's my single, red for climate ed. So this year we're really focusing on climate education. Code red for climate ed. I think we hear code red for climate a lot, but how is climate education in that? How is it included? So we're red for climate ed this year. We'll be having red t-shirts and red themed stuff, just to really emphasize that, we're drawing that parallel. We hear, and I think this is a criticism I hear a lot when I work with youth at COP spaces, is that we hear adults saying that this is an emergency, but we don't see adults acting like it's an emergency. Because if our house is on fire, we're running around, we're rescuing people, we're pulling things out. We're not slowly talking at the kitchen table about what we might do in the future. Like we need to be acting like it's an emergency if we're calling it an emergency. And so this is going to be our call to action for policymakers to address the growing threat, to focus on protection, to focus on action, and to really emphasize the role that students play, because you are experts in education. If you think about the people making policy around education right now at the UN, they're thinking about when they were a student. Before there was internet, before there was social media, before there were phones that you could carry around, maybe even sometimes before there were phones for some of them. And so you are experts in this, and you can stand up and tell them what's missing in education. What do we need to see happen? How do we need to see things change? And so that is our amazing theme for this coming year, and we're so excited to share it with you. Now, a part of that is building lessons, activities, things that we can do together to showcase that. And our first one that we've asked is students from previous years to tell us why climate education, why is it code red for climate and for them? Why is climate education important? So here we go, a little snapshot.
Hello, my name is Janina Guevara. I am 17 years old and I am from Costa Rica.
Hi, my name is Ivy Aseka. I'm 14 years old and I'm from Nairobi, Kenya.
I'm Arjun and I'm a 16-year-old student from India.
Hi, my name is Ariana Van Haren. I'm 17 years old and I'm from Rocky Mountain House, Alberta.
Hi, I'm Haya. I'm 14 years old and I'm from Cairo, Egypt.
Hi, my name is Amparo Godoy. I'm 16 years old and I'm from Buenos Aires, Argentina.
Hello everyone, my name is Sofia. I'm 17 and I'm from Costa Rica.
Climate education is important because
Climate education is important to me because
Climate education is important to me.
it gives us the knowledge and the tools to address the current climate change issues that our world faces today.
it teaches me the challenges that are faced by our planet and what I can do to make a positive difference.
Being from Kerala, I see the worsening impacts of landslides and floods, which drives home the importance of understanding and action.
Climate education is important to me because I grew up on a farm and believe that it's important to preserve our environment and the animals living in it.
Because it unlocks doors to endless solutions.
It helps me understand the impact that human activities have on the environment.
It helps me to understand how our actions can affect the planet and what we can do to protect it.
It is also important that we recognize the impact that us as humans have on the earth.
It also shows me that we all have a role to play in protecting our planet.
And enables us to help our Earth however we possibly can.
If more people, especially young people, are educated about climate change, we can build a more sustainable and fair future for everyone.
Through climate education, I want to know more about sustainable policies, as well as actions I can take in my community to prevent or address the current issues that we have.
I want to learn about ecosystem restoration through climate education.
And equips me to advocate for solutions that will make a positive impact on people and places that I genuinely care about.
Through climate education, I want to learn
Through climate education, I want to learn
Through climate education, I want to learn
about sustainable energy.
how I can help my community in preventing pollution or waste as much as we possibly can.
how to make smarter choices in my everyday life, how to take real action in my school and community, and how to speak up for the earth.
I want to learn how to be part of the solution. I'm interested in renewable energies, reducing my carbon footprint, and know how we can work together to fix it.
I also want to understand the science behind climate change and learn ways to raise awareness and inspire others to care.
Inspiring others, not only in my community, but also hopefully in my country and one day the world.
I really believe that education is one of the most powerful tools we have to fight climate crisis. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to my reflection, and I'm excited to know about your opinions.
Thank you.
Okay, so this was just a quick video that I threw together from a few of the early submissions that we had on our Padlet. That's what I'm going to be showing you guys next. Every year we make a virtual classroom for you all to collaborate on. This year, very similar to last year, we are going to be using something called Padlet. So I'm actually going to pop a link into the chat right now, so you can all hop over and take a look at the Padlet as I'm talking about it. So should be popping up for you. And this is what our Padlet looks like. So when you get over to the Padlet, you'll notice it's divided into sections. So our first section is kind of all of our important information. Now, the very first thing you guys should all be doing is this 2025 Global Student Environment Survey. Now, I know since I've looked at it, some of us have already done it, which is so awesome. Our goal, though, is to have 50 students in your school complete that survey. So in our schools, some of our schools only have 2 decarbonized students in them. Some of our schools only have 1 decarbonized student. So when we are taking a look at this survey, our goal is to go find a couple of teachers and see if they'll do it with their classes, maybe put it up on our school bulletin board. We want to be able to share this with as many people as possible. So the more people that do this survey, the more data that we get to write our manifesto this year. So that's going to be our first goal when we get onto that classroom. You guys can do it today if you want to. It doesn't take super long. If we keep scrolling down, we will get to our activities. So we have 3 activities. The video you just watched, that was from activity 1. So activity 1, you're going to introduce yourself by talking about why climate education is important to you and kind of what you want to learn from climate education. Now, all of the instructions can be found on this first tab. There's even an example video that you can follow. And then what you're going to do is you're going to scroll through and you're going to like and comment on a couple of videos. So I suggest that everybody tries to watch at least 2 videos and add a comment. Now, comments like, good job, those are nice. A comment where the person can actually tell that you watched their video, that feels so much better, right? If you can comment like, I also love science class, or, you know, the trees in your video are so beautiful. Those kind of comments are amazing. So we've got a few brave people that have already posted their videos up here for this year. We would love to see some likes and comments on those. Okay, activity 2. Activity 2 is telling your climate story. Again, all of the instructions are here. There is an example that you can watch. These ones are where you actually get to share how climate change is affecting you personally or the people that you know. So our climate stories can talk about our connections to nature. They can talk about actions that we take. They can talk about memories that we have about being in nature and about climate growing up. Anything you want, all the instructions are there, but these ones are just some short videos. And then the third activity is just kind of a group brainstorm dreaming activity. So I always say that this activity actually is not possible to do with people my age. This activity only works with people your age because your brains are just so magical and wonderful, and you just have such a positive outlook on the world. So the way this works is you're going to get together in a small group and you're going to work through a brainstorm activity where, you know, we've learned about different actions that we can take for climate. We've learned about different technologies. Now let's dream about a future where those actually exist, right? What does a beautiful, perfect future with no climate change actually look like to you? And how do we get there? I also have a bonus activity. We'll talk about it a little bit at the end of the event, but if you are an artist or your friend is an artist, we would love your climate art. We bring it with us to COP every year so that presidents and environment ministers actually see your pieces. So we'll show you some examples at the end of the event. And then if you finished all of that stuff and you're like, my class just wants to do more, you are more than welcome to do one of our archived activities from last year as well. So activity 1, 2, and 3 are the ones that we would love everyone to do. There's some extra bonus stuff on here. Now, as we have kind of important things coming up throughout the year, I will always put them in this top section so that you guys do not miss them. So things like we'll put some updated bilateral information on here. We will put the information for the upcoming writers retreat on here where we actually write our manifesto in the fall. So all of that stuff is going to pop up, okay? But our goal for this week is to try to get activity 1 done and to answer that global environment survey. One last thing. Padlet does not like long videos. So if your video is over 2 minutes, it's not really going to want you to upload it, but you do have some options. So if your video is too big, you can either upload it to YouTube and then you just post the link to the YouTube video here, or you can upload it to a Google Drive and post the link to that Google Drive here. Or if neither of those works and you're like, I don't have Google, I don't have YouTube, what do I do? You can just reach out to me or Sarah and we can post it for you, okay? If you don't have our contact information, your teachers definitely do. I email them a lot, but we are happy to post them for you if you guys are unable to get them up onto that Padlet. Okay, so that's our whole Padlet. I'm gonna pop back over to our slideshow. And we actually have some special guests that are going to be speaking next. So we have a couple of our students from Kenya who I can see it must be very late in Kenya. I can tell by Amani's picture. I'm going to invite Nesta and Amani up next to speak. Nesta, I actually did not ask you if you have slides or if you would like me to share some pictures as you talk, but feel free to unmute and say hi whenever you're ready.
Hello everyone. As Rebecca said, my name is Nesta. I'm 15 years old and I'm from Nairobi, Kenya. So yes, I actually did prepare a slide.
Perfect.
So
you can share.
yeah, we split our my time. Me and Amani split our time together. So let me share them.
I wanted to take a screenshot.
Perfect.
All right.
Looks awesome.
Yep. So, yes, my name is Nesta. I'm 15 years old, and I attend St. Austen's Academy in Nairobi, Kenya. Last year, I had the privilege of being invited to attend the COP29 conference in Baku, Azerbaijan, and here are some of the things that happened. So firstly, yes, I was chosen as a global lead student to attend the COP29, which I was able to participate in multiple conversations and presentations with an array of different people. I was also able to meet a lot of new people who I consider my close friends today. And yeah, we were able to basically represent the voice of the youth and just try and make sure that the youth and like the decarbonized students are all heard, and our ideas are spread and listened to by ministers and people in power. What I was able to learn from COP is that through conferences and meetings like this, where we're able to have like-minded people, we're we're all in an environment where we should listen and we are all listening. I was able to talk to a lot of people who I never imagined myself being in the same room as, and I was able to be heard. I was listened to, and I was also able to learn a lot of new things. When we attend conferences and meetings like this, no matter on an international stage or even in a local meeting and such, we're all there to listen, and your voice does matter. And what, for me personally, what made the whole experience great was obviously meeting new people from around the world, as well as also uh, public speaking, which isn't always my strong suit. And yeah, on top of the busyness, which I sort of enjoyed, because with something like this, especially coming there as a youth representative, it's not exactly easy, and there's always a lot of left, right, and sort of running around, which, to be honest, I enjoyed. So yeah, thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Nesta. Amani, as you get your stuff sorted, I also just wanted to say Nesta had a hilarious reflection when I asked him to talk about his time at COP. Obviously, it was a lot of wonderful things about making friends and connections, and at the end it was, and we ran back and forth through the blue zone a lot. So I appreciate all of your speed walking, Nesta. You did an amazing job. Amani, I will call on you next. Feel free to share slides if you have some, or chat if you just want to talk.
I will be chatting for you guys, so I hope my voice will keep you company for now. Um, and I completely spaced out of the dates of this, so if I sound like someone who was very much in her PJs half an hour ago, I was. But yeah, the thing with climate action and what I really love about all of this is that when Decarbonize helped me get to COP28, I was blown away by all of it. I mean, okay, sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Amani from Kenya, and I am 16 years old, and I went for COP28 in Dubai, UAE. So this was not just an experience, but it kind of brought about a revelation. It's been 2 years, and I'm still applying things that I've learned from there. Because what I've learned is that the responsibility that came with it was immense. Coming back home, COP wasn't just the end of my journey, like, yeah, I'm done, guys, but it was the beginning of it all. And I asked myself, what can I do that leaves a mark? The answer was really simple. And so I personally decided to carry on with what a former student has started. For those who have been here a lot longer, we had a student from Kenya called Ian, and he was really big on all of this. And he started a paper recycling initiative that's now grown into something huge in our school, done every year. And now we're going into our third cycle. And I'm happy to continue its legacy. But I don't want to stop at just paper, because climate change isn't just one subject, it's everywhere. So now I'm trying to focus on integrating environmental education into the day-to-day life in our school. Not just in a, oh, open your books to page 276, but in how we act, how we engage, how we think. We're using posters, notice boards, conversations in assemblies, class shoutouts, whatever it takes to make people stop, look, and think. Because when you raise awareness, you raise action. With help from Decarbonize, we've hosted tree planting initiatives, attended youth seminars, and students aren't just listening to lectures here, but we engage a lot and build communities and friends. And we realize that our opinions do matter, and these moments build momentum. They make us feel less alone in this fight, and they remind us that we're not powerless. And I say we on purpose because I'm not doing this alone, and neither are you. Every student who shows up to plant a tree, to attend Earth Day, we're all doing something. And we're asking why instead of accepting things as they are. And that's what youth action's all about. That's the kind of energy I want to keep building, louder, bolder, and unapologetically. So yes, I may have started in pajamas today, but what matters is how I'll show up tomorrow and the next day and every day after that. Because the climate crisis won't wait, and neither will we. There, guys.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And thank you for sharing in your pajamas. It's so wonderful that you were able to still join us. Thank you so much. I hope that was kind of a good theme. I think Amani kind of hit it on the head exactly of, doing these virtual meetings or going to COP is not the end of your journey. It should be the start of your journey. So what we are going to do now is we are going to have a chance to share a little bit about our plans for that journey. So we are going to open up some breakout rooms. What you're going to see is you're going to see 10 different breakout rooms. Each one is named after a different biome. So if you prepared a presentation with some friends, but you're all joining from different computers, just take a second to type in the chat and say, okay, Cold Lake High School, we are going into the forest biome so that you can all join that same room and share together. If you have separate presentations, totally fine to share in separate rooms. I will leave that up to you, but you are able to choose the room that you would like to hop into. So I'm gonna open the breakout rooms now. You should see a notification that they are open. We'll give you guys a couple minutes. As soon as you get into your breakout room, you are welcome to start sharing. We only have about 15 minutes. So get in there and get screen sharing as quick as you can. Hey, remember, chat with your friends. Let them know what room you would like to go into. If you are like super stuck and you're not able to join a breakout room, please feel free to type in the chat and we can move you into breakout rooms as well. And actually, Rocio, I might just find your name in here and make you a co-host so you can move some of our friends around and help us out here.
I did not get the notification.
So if you did not get one, you may just have to click at the bottom of your screen where you see it looks like 4 blocks. It says breakout rooms, and that will give you open the breakout rooms for you. Okay, some of us are hopping in. That's great. It looks like we're popping
Miss,
in.
I can't find the breakout rooms.
Okay, I will pop you in one. Is there one you would like to go into?
Breakout rooms. Miss, I don't know how to get into a breakout room.
So at the bottom of the Zoom screen,
Miss,
it says
I didn't get into a breakout room.
breakout rooms at the
Miss,
bottom of your screen.
top left, top left.
Okay, kids, remember, if we're all unmuting and talking at the same time, I cannot hear you and I cannot help you. So the best thing to do is type in the chat what breakout room you would like to go into, and I will pop you into that breakout room. Okay. All right, Forrest, I can do that.
How can we go to the breakout room?
So at the bottom of your screen, the Zoom screen, you should see something that says breakout rooms. You click on that and it will let you choose the room you would like to go into. If you want, I can also try to give you a click on your name and it should give you a notification to automatically go into that breakout room.
How do you know where your friend is in the breakout room? Like which breakout room? How do you know?
Well, they
It's
should
in
let
the
you know
chat.
in the chat.
It's in
So
the
if one of you
chat.
guys wants to pick one, you can say what breakout room you would like to go into, and then we can put you in one.
Like he really gone into a
Okay,
breakout room.
remember though, if we're unmuting without being asked, I can't actually hear you all talking at the same time. So you do not need to click the unmute button unless I ask you to. That's awesome. Now it looks like HPS wants to go into Ocean Deep. So if you are from HPS, you can click on Ocean Deep.
Miss. Miss.
Okay. And I know, I'm sorry if you're waiting to get put in your room, there's a lot of people jumping around. So we're working on putting you in one. Okay, let's put you into breakout room 4. That looks awesome.
I'm just going to start assigning some of the people in the room to breakout rooms. And
you're doing them at the top. I can't do them at the bottom. I'm leaving you to it.
I'm just going.
Looks great. If we have a couple left in this room, we can always get one presentation from someone in here as well. Okay, and teachers, if you are still in the main room, feel free to jump into a breakout room and watch a presentation. The main room is going to be a little boring during the breakout room, so probably a lot more fun to choose a breakout room and listen. If you do not have a presentation prepared, you can still hop into a breakout room and listen as well. So if you're a student without a presentation, choose a random room and listen. It's going to be very inspiring. I absolutely know it.
Okay, I shall go to the breakout rooms, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay.
Me too, I shall go.
Kate, thank you, Luis.
I am just throwing people into rooms.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, and I see anyone from HPS wants to go to shallow seas. So if you're from HPS and you click on breakout rooms, you should be going to shallow seas. Okay, and Lansarians is joining the tundra. Okay, and once you're in a room, you are welcome to choose a different one. You're not stuck in it if you would like to swap rooms.
So fast.
I know, when
So
everyone's
fast.
down, it's so tricky.
Oh, got them all in. Well, they're all prompted to go to rooms.
Me trying to answer everybody in one place and click them into rooms was very tricky.
While you're doing this, I'm gonna hop over to the gate.
Sounds good. Okay, so everyone should have a prompt on their screen to join a breakout room. If you don't see it, there should be a little button on the bottom that says breakout rooms. You can click on that. Okay, I'll see if I can move you.
Rebecca?
Hi, how's it going?
Rebecca, do you listening?
Yep.
Yeah. Please invite me again, Savannah room.
Okay, what room would you like, Danny?
Savannah.
Savannah. Okay, I just need to find your name somewhere in here. It might just take me a moment. What room were you in originally? Do you know? No, maybe you're at the top. No, I think Sarah might have put you in a different one. Oh, should be. You are, it says that you are in Savannah. You just have to join. Do you see?
I have invite, but the connection is bad. And I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna move you out and back in.
Okay.
Let's try that.
Hello, Rebecca.
Hi.
Hi. Can I join the mountain group, please?
Yes, just one moment. I'm just going to get Danny into hers and then I will do yours.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I lost Daniela's name. I might have put Daniela in the wrong room. Oh no. Oh, there she is. Okay. And she wants Savannah. And come on. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, sorry, Tambi, which room did you say you wanted?
Please, I think my kids, they went to the mountain group.
Okay. What room did we
So-
assign you? I just need to find your name.
I think it was grassland at the beginning.
Okay, I'll just find you and move you to
Sorry.
the mountain. No, all good. I'll move you to mountain. Okay.
Miss, can I join the Lansarian group? The room with for Tundra?
Aisha wants to go to which room, sorry?
The Lansarian with the
What room is it?
Tundra.
Tundra, okay. There you go. I'm gonna put desert's kind of small. I'm gonna put the last couple grasslands into the desert. Okay, I think everyone's in a room now. So you should have a notification, unless these people are just on a different computer, that's totally fine.
Miss, I'm the only one from my school left in this group.
Oh, did you not get the
Will-
notification to move over?
No, I didn't get the notification for Tundra.
Let me find your name again. S-A-E. There you are. Tundra. How about now?
Thank you.
Yeah. Hello, Carolina. How's it going?
Hey, Rebecca. Hello, Sarah. Nice.
How are things in Colombia?
Great. Great. I have some students that want to say hi to you.
Hi. Oh, it looks so warm and nice there. I'm so sad I'm not in Colombia right now.
You were listening everything that you said. We were in desert, we were in rainforest too. Some of our students talk about that.
Awesome.
All of them are from 9th C. This is Nicolas. To see it better, to see you better. Come here, Mariana. Do you have what? We have what?
There's a lot of biomes.
She said that we have so many ecosystems and so many biomes in Colombia.
Yeah, how are the birds at your school doing right now?
There's 4,000 species in the place where it's going.
I saw more birds on the one day I was at your school than I have seen ever in the city that I live in. Yes. Extreme biodiversity.
We have a teacher that knows and takes photos of the birds.
Amazing.
And she also talks to them.
You meet him. It was Matthew. And Akara too. We have so many teachers that do that. Yes. They were so happy to see you. Hi. So I want to give them this.
So nice. Honestly, I loved the day that we got to do the walk in the forest at your school. Was the favorite activity I've ever done at any of my COPs. So you guys, I don't know if you know how lucky you are.
Did you try chontaduro?
I don't know. What is it?
It's a fruit. It's delicious.
I don't think so. Ooh, is it kind of sour?
Don't say that, but
it's like orange with a ¿cómo se dice? Pepper.
With the seed.
With the seed in the
Yes. It's kind of like sandy tasting. Yes, I loved it.
You have to visit Siloé.
You have to eat it what?
You have to visit Siloé.
Yeah, de Mio Cable.
Why Siloé? What do you have there?
It's beautiful.
Beautiful too.
And also the Barrio Obrero because it's cultural here in Cali.
Yes, I love that. That was very delicious, and the fried plantains with the cheese. What are those called?
Chontaduro. He asked about that already. Come here and ask her.
Are you going to come again?
I mean, eventually, hopefully, yes. We don't have any plans right now, but I would love to come back.
Profe, ¿cómo se dice plazoleta? You have to meet a place here in Colombia, well, here in Cali, that's like very special. That's named Plazoleta Jairo Arena.
And what's there?
It's like a
It's a what?
It's like it's the story of a music genre here that's called salsa.
Yes, I do remember listening to some salsa music in Samuel's car when he was driving us around.
It's to commemorate the ex-director of the Grupo Nietzsche.
So do you all enjoy salsa dancing?
Yes.
Everyone? Proof.
Need to visit the Boulevard del Rio, where there is like a river, and you walk like it's like a street where only people can walk, and there is a river near. So they go with bicycles, and like there is many trees and like animals.
That sounds amazing. That kind of sounds like the city that Sarah and I live in. We have a large river valley that people are always biking and hiking in.
Maybe you can see Mike Bahia. It's a singer. He graduated from here.
I would love to come back. However, we have a couple COPs we have to attend first.
Class with Carolina.
Yes.
You should come in December because in December there's like alumbrados, which are like Christmas decorations, but in the city. So they put like a lot of Christmas lights all over Cali, and they decorate the rivers.
I
And
will
you
say,
see
I think
sometimes when the rivers are not so much like there's not a lot of contamination, there's otters in the rivers.
oh, we have river otters here too. That's so cool.
Yes.
But I will
So-
say, as a Canadian, I think it would be very strange to see Christmas in the Southern Hemisphere because Christmas here is very snowy and very cold, and we go skating and tobogganing and ice fishing. So I think it would be really weird to see like a warm green
I
Christmas.
go to the zoo. Yeah.
I didn't even get to go when I was there.
The zoo is great.
Like very big, and the animals have like a big habitat where they like there is like a rainforest.
We got kangaroos.
Yes, our Australians went and saw the kangaroos at the zoo while they were there.
For example, here in our school, the environment is really rare because it's a tropical dry forest.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of tropical dry forest in the world. Also, a little like Dapa, which is a little more far away. There is Bosque de Niebla, like, how do I say in English? Like a Paramus. There's a lot of environments here in Valle del Cauca. We have like Paramus, Paramus.
Googling it.
I don't know how to say in English. It's like 400 meters of altitude.
Okay.
And there's like a lot of water in there. It's a
High
very-
altitude tropical mountain ecosystem.
Yes, that's right. So here in Valle del Cauca, we have a beach, we have lakes, we have a lot of things.
Desert too.
Desert too.
And I think, is that why there's so much biodiversity in Cali? Is it just because there's so many different biomes in one area?
Yes. Well, here in Colombia, there are a lot of biomes in everywhere. You will find a lot of biodiversity in everywhere you go. People here in Colombia is very friendly.
People in Colombia are very friendly. It was probably the friendliest country I have ever visited. You guys should be very proud.
Maybe it's a little bit dangerous, yes, but
yeah.
we love when people come here to visit the country.
I will say I don't think any country that we visited with Decarbonize or ENN, I don't think any country is as proud of their city as Cali was. It was like every student we talked to just loves Cali, loves Colombia, was so excited to share the culture. I mean, people love their countries, but you guys bring it to another level.
They basically remodeled all the city just for the people to come here.
Oh, look, she's Mariana. She loves nature.
In the news said congratulations to the town of Cali, like we were a town, like a little town.
Right. Yeah. Was there so much construction before COP?
Well, it was construction, but they organized it better so that it was better.
Yeah, and so like they made Cali like in those moments. Cali was pretty, how do you say? Well, it had a lot of security because of every department here in Colombia. They come to Cali like 2,000 or 3,000 cops.
Right. Yes, I remember hearing.
In total, they were like 20,000 cops just in Cali.
And it's a small city.
Yes. Well, like 2 million people. Like that.
Medium
It's
city.
small city.
No, it's like yes, but
Well,
the mayor
is
is
that
like
in Canada everything is really big, but here in Colombia, Cali
We're really spread out.
Cali is a decent sized city.
Yeah. But no, I felt very safe during COP. There was a lot of police officers everywhere. I never felt unsafe. But
Thank you. Since COP16, we have seen a lot of tourists here also from other countries. They come
that's
here.
amazing.
There's a lot of people from United States, from Middle East, from Europe.
So there's a lot more tourism since COP. That's awesome.
Like a lot of tourists, like we really happen when they come to visit.
No, wait.
Totally.
Okay, we just say bye-bye because Rebecca has other things to do.
I could talk about Cali forever. I loved it there. This is great. Our breakout rooms do close in 2 minutes, though.
Bye, Rebecca.
I hope that someone is coming to COP29. I would love to see you guys again.
If we come to visit you, we can.
I would, if anyone comes, I always say this to the students I meet at COP. If anyone comes to Canada, I will show you around. I will bring you food. We'll go to the mountains. I also love my country. So if you visit, I would be happy to.
We'll go there. We'll go there. We'll go there.
That's so wonderful. Sarah, I don't know if you're still at your computer, but I did send I'm sending a 2-minute warning to our breakout rooms. Bye, guys.
Hola, India. India. Hola.
Hi. Annapurna, were you able to hop into any breakout rooms?
Yes, I went to many.
How are things going?
Yes.
Were your students spread out between many different rooms?
Sort of, yes. And the schools did spread out, and I think they're still managing to have the presentation on.
Awesome. I mean, I know I'm going to close the breakout rooms and everyone's going to come back and be like, we didn't have time. It's going to happen, but
yes,
there's so much to get through.
Definitely. How much ever time you give, it's not enough.
Yeah, always. We could just do the launch and just have breakout rooms for 2 hours. And I think the kids would still not be, it would not be enough for them. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to hit the close button now. They've got 60 seconds. We'll see what happens. Welcome back. Oh, hi. I didn't even know that you were here in person. How'd you like your video?
It was all right.
I knew you got, I was watching Ampy's face during hers. She was like, oh.
I took it a while ago, so kind of a jump scare, but it was fine.
Yeah, a couple of them were last year's videos, that's for sure. Welcome back, everyone. The breakout rooms are just closing now. I know you guys are thinking we didn't have enough time to share. I'm sorry, but if we have a few minutes at the end, we'll let you guys hop back into your breakout rooms and share a little bit more. But yes, exactly. Farah, totally right. I hope everybody learned lots while they were in their rooms. I was just chatting with Annapurna, who said that she went to a few different rooms and there was lots being shared in there. So Rocio, you probably hopped into a couple too. How were your breakout rooms?
It was amazing. And I thought like I was, whenever I got into one, it was at a point I was going to say, oh, I'm happy that you're here. I'm popping to another one. And then she left. So it was so
You guys are just running back and forth.
Yes, exactly.
Amazing.
Okay.
I think they were amazing. And even in the room where our not so, what's the name? I completely forgot. The boy that was not very comfortable, you know, like he learned during COP30 his talking skills towards people who didn't know. He was moderating his, where are you? There you are, Nesta. Nesta was moderating his own breakout room. So I was so, oh my gosh, so proud.
That's amazing. Yes, I'm sorry if you did not get a chance to share your presentation. We may have a couple minutes at the end. We'll try to get through our last bit of stuff here, and then we might have time to hop back in for one last round of breakout rooms. But what we actually did with our last launch is I made a bonus activity on the Padlet where you can record your presentation and share it. I'll do that with you guys as well. So if you don't get time to share your presentation here, I will post a bonus activity on our Padlet for you to share your presentation there. That way we are sure that everyone is going to see it. But we have a couple more things to share. So next, what I'm going to share with you guys is a video, a quick video message. And then we are going to move into Melody's spoken word piece. So give me one moment to share my screen. Okay, let me know if the audio, if there's an issue, but I think it should come through.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for your participation in this 2025 Earth Day event. Today, we celebrate our planet, but also your commitment as young change makers demanding action on climate and biodiversity. We at the Secretariat of the Convention on Biological Diversity want to support your efforts. You know that climate and biodiversity issues are closely linked. Climate change has direct impacts on ecosystems and species that live within them, including us, human beings. Conversely, healthy ecosystems and nature-based solutions are needed to address the impacts of climate change and make societies and economies more resilient. The Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, adopted by the Conference of the Parties to the Convention on Biological Diversity in 2022, shows what we need to do to ensure that biodiversity thrives. It emphasizes the role of education and the engagement of youth. As you prepare for the upcoming climate conference, I invite you to keep the role of nature as solution provider in mind, to keep connecting with your peers and sharing your concerns and priorities locally and globally. Thanks to your commitment, the commitment of young people around the globe, fulfilling the vision of life in harmony with nature is possible. Thank you so much.
Amazing. So this message is from any of our students that came to COP in Cali, Colombia. This is the Convention on Biodiversity. And of course, we talk about climate change and biodiversity loss and pollution as kind of being the triple threat that is impacting our planet. So really important to take action, not just for climate change, but biodiversity loss and pollution as well. Okay, up next, I would love to call on one of our AP Nature students, Melody, to share a spoken word piece that she has prepared kind of on her background and her connection to nature. So Melody, I can't see all of my little faces. Are you here? I'm shuffling through all my little, oh, I see you, but you're muted.
Oh, I think you're like, there you go. It's good. Go ahead.
I think you're good now. Hey, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. I am just going to pass the floor to you. Whenever you're ready, you are welcome to begin.
Okay. Nigeria. Okay. Nigeria, my beloved home, a land of boundless potential, yet cloaked in the weight of its struggle. A nation of golden soil where the land bleeds wealth, but its people, my people, stand in the shadows of neglect. I was raised by earth rich enough to birth giants, yet stripped by hands that take but never restore. The rivers that once ran clear now whisper tales of loss. Forests sting to skeletons, your root clutching at memories of what was. I learned resilience in the face of adversity, where the vibrant laughter of its people echoes. A fierce, untamed wildfire igniting hope in hearts amidst the scars etched by despair. Nigeria pulses in my veins, its breath in my spirit, breathing life into every memory and dream. Living was both a blessing and a burden. But I do not see my journey as exile. I am not the seed lost to the wind. I am the bridge between what is and what could be. Leaving was not an end, but a return in the making, and with knowledge, with vision, with hope carved into my bones. I have learned the stories of the land, not just my own, but of Black hands breaking ground in foreign soil. Willow Grove, New Brunswick, where freedom seekers tilled the earth, planting roots despite the walls that rose around them. They took barren land and made it home, built a legacy in fields that were never meant to nourish them. The land holds memory, it speaks. It tells the stories of the ones who touched it with purpose, the ones who toiled, who tilled, who turned broken ground into promise. It tells the stories of those who worked the land when the land would not work for them. Their legacy echoes in my steps, in my learning, in my fight. For the earth teaches us, nature is resilience. A tree cut down does not surrender. Its roots dig deeper, waiting for the moment to rise, and so will we, and so will I. The burden of change is not for governments alone. It rests on those who dare dream differently, who see broken soil and plant anyway, who hear silence and still sing, who walk away only to return stronger. My story is not just mine, it is a generation's call to reclaim, to rebuild, to be the voices that rise, to be the hands that heal, to be roots of resurgence, to be hope beyond borders. Thank you.
Amazing. If you have a little, I know we have little reaction buttons. I'm seeing a lot of virtual clapping. Absolutely beautiful. I would like to say as well, I was told by Ms. Petal that Melody said that she was not a poet before she wrote that piece. So I think that proves that you absolutely are an original piece by you. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing. So that's just one little piece of art that can be created in order to kind of share this idea of climate action and connecting it to something that really matters to you. So a really beautiful example of a climate story. If you would like to do more sorts of things along this artsy side, we definitely do some of this in our Eco Tribe Vibes. It's the next thing I'm going to talk about before we come to the end of our meeting. So I'm just going to pop a link in the chat before I share my screen so that I don't forget. A few of us on this meeting here actually are already a part of the Eco Tribe Vibes. Basically what they are is every 2 weeks, students from within this decarbonized group, as well as students from our ENN group, as well as some of our UNESCO students get together on these virtual meetings.
I have to go not as far. I was hoping to have a...
They last 45 minutes to an hour. And during these meetings, what happens is we look at climate data. We talk to climate scientists. We write poetry. We do biodiversity sharing. Really, every meeting has a different theme, and each one is around kind of this huge multifaceted idea that is climate change. So you can see these are a few that have already happened, talking about climate anxiety, action planning, climate data, and a few that are upcoming as well. Now, we have it going until June, but if you guys really like them and you're into them, we are happy to run them into July and August as well. The whole idea is these are just kind of an extra bonus meeting that you can come to if you really enjoy doing this stuff and you would love more of these meetings. That's what it's for. So they are not mandatory. They are totally optional, but they are a super fun way to hang out with other like-minded kids, teenagers, in a space that's kind of safe and fun, and you always come out of it with a good vibe. So I wanted to share this link with you. If you would like to join, you just register with that link in chat. Anyone within the Decarbonize program is welcome. And yeah, we're about halfway through the session, so we have a few more great ones coming up, but I would love to get a few more students involved now that our Decarbonize session is kind of up and running again. So I wanted to make sure that I got that out to everyone, you know, and was able to share that with you because it is just such a very fun, very cool activity that we do. Okay, one last thing I would like to share with everyone. If poetry is not your favorite form of art and you are an artist instead, the last option for getting involved is through our Art for Climate virtual gallery. So I'm just going to share my screen one more time. I'm really having to jump back and forth between presentations. Bear with me. Okay. Here I have just a couple of pieces of art that have been submitted recently, and I put the link in the chat. As I was saying before, these pieces of art, this is open to any child around the planet age 6 to 19 that wants to do a piece of art related to climate or biodiversity or equity. What we do is we print off selected pieces every year. We bring them with us in person to COP. People like your president or your environment minister might actually see these pieces of art as they're walking in to make those climate decisions, right? Your members from your country that are actually there to make those decisions and sign legislation based on climate will actually see these pieces of art as they're going in to make those decisions. So we think that art is a really great way to make an impact on people's emotional connection to climate. So if you are an artist or you have friends who are artists, this is open to anyone. We take all different levels of art. I would love to see some more. There's also information about this on the Padlet. Okay, And finally, I don't know, Sarah did have to hop off. I don't know if she's back at all, but Sarah, if you do hop back on and you want to say any final remarks, feel free to. I don't want to cut her off. Finally, I wanted to thank everyone for taking the time, not just to come to this meeting, but to be a part of Decarbonize. Me and Sarah and Rocio, obviously we work very hard kind of on this overarching level to organize this space, but this program is absolutely not possible without passionate teachers and passionate students that are doing the work in their schools, in their communities. So I wanted to thank you so much for being a part of this and continuing this amazing journey with us. And of course, I wanted to thank IUCN and Earth Day as well for supporting having youth voices within this space. We're so happy to continue to kind of keep this space going for everyone, but thank you very much for being a part of it. Now, finally, before I let you go, we actually do have 7 last minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the breakout rooms for one last quick breakout room session. So the breakout room thing should be popping up one more time. If you're not able to stay for the last session of breakout rooms, that's okay. You can say your goodbyes and you can head out. But if you want to stay for 7 more minutes and do one last breakout room session, you're welcome to hop in and do one last one before we come back and say goodbye. But if this is goodbye, then goodbye. And thank you for joining us. We were so happy to have you here for Earth Day and get out there and take some actions.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah, Rebecca, you want to post the link of the Padlet in the chat?
Bye.
Yes, I have posted it, but I can post it again.
Yeah. I think it got lost in the many of these things.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Rebecca.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
We're coming, David.
Bye, Rocio.
Bye.
Bye, Annapurna.
Ciao,
Bye-bye.
Yeah, hi. Bye, Carlos.
Bye-bye,
Bye.
David.
See you all in Brazil.
Bye.
Bye.
Chao, Carlos, buen viaje. Bye.
Gracias, Rocío.
Ciao, Carlos.
Amiga.
Oye. Bye-bye. Ciao, Annapurna.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I guess we don't have to keep looking at my thank you screen while we say goodbye.
Bye,
Bye,
Rocio. Bye,
Listen.
Rocio. I'll get in touch with you for another school.
Hey, Professora.
Bye, everyone.